And Father Paul joins us now. He's a civilian chaplain here. And Father, thanks so much for being with us.
You're welcome. Pleasure.
I want to know, what is your role here? What are some of the things you do?
It's very basically, it's very similar to a diocesan priest in a diocesan parish. I do all the sacramentals, any baptisms, weddings, daily mass, weekends mass, hospital visitation, very similar.
Now, I'm not even sure there could be, but is there a typical day here for you?
No.
There's no typical day?
Not in the military, absolutely not. You don't know what's going to happen within 24 hours.
What are some of the different things that would happen here that would not happen in a parish?
Some of the services are quite a bit different. Yesterday I had well, we would, I guess, call it a funeral. It wasn't really a funeral. It was an honoring young man who passed from the military, and they gave him honors. And so I was called in, again, not really a spiritual service, but a service where the military honors them. And so then I was asked to do the opening prayer and the benediction. Those are the types of things that you would normally have in a parish.
And why do you think it's, and I think why, it's so important to have not just a chaplain, but a priest, so for these men and women who are here?
Very particular sometimes with the Catholic Church and the Catholic chaplain. I just came from a staff meeting and we were talking about the reality that there are many times when they will call in and they will specifically ask for a Catholic chaplain, a Catholic priest. Now, depending on the circumstances, I can always respond to those, and then depending on what they are, I'm not able to, depending on what's going on base.
I have a brother-in-law, and he is military. And I always find that military people are a bit different. They're more focused. What are the men and women here like?
They are different, but the same. They're all human beings. They're all God's children. But they're wonderful people. It's an honor and a privilege for me to serve them. These are the men and women who are protecting our freedom for the United States of America. And although it can be very challenging at times, it certainly is an honor for me to serve with and for them.
What made you decide to do it? Because I'm sure there's something that moved you in this direction.
Well, like I said, this is my second tour here in Hawaii. My first one, I was just called on to help out as on Hickam Air Force Base. And again, I was just doing supply work, helping out masses, depending on what the circumstances were. And then I was off to the mission. The congregation sent me off. And when I came back, there was another priest in my position, and inadvertently, he died rather suddenly. And so the congregation had asked me, would I consider doing this again? And of course, there was no question. It is so different than a regular parish. And I actually had said, I really don't care to go back to a regular parish. And so this came up and it fit. And again, I like it, the diversity, the people. One of the wonderful things is working in the chaplaincy, and I work with all the denominations of Catholicity, Protestants, Baptists, and that's wonderful. We just had a little gathering, last week for a trunk or treat, and the Catholics and the Protestants and the Baptists, we all get together. We were cooking food. It brings the people together as a community, and it makes no difference what your faith or religion is, huh?
Yeah.
It was just a beautiful experience of church.
It's community.
Community, exactly.
It's community. I know some chaplains, and one of the things they always tell me is there is still such a great need for Catholic chaplains here.
Indeed.
Tell me about that.
Unfortunately, as you know, the vocation crisis, I hate to call it a crisis, but we are in need of vocations, whether it be priests, brothers, sisters, deacons, and it's the same in the military. They are not getting those vocations. Hence, I'm a civilian contracted to help service them, and it's my pleasure and honor to do that. But the reality is, there just are not the vocations coming to the priesthood to serve.
How do you think it's changed your priesthood working in here?
maybe I hate to say it, but I have a greater sensitivity.
Okay.
A greater sensitivity, a greater sense of patience. The way the military does things is not always the way I would do it or the church would do it. And so you have to bend a little, and things are just different. And so consequently, you go with the flow. It is what it is. I hate that saying, but it's the reality.
Well, Father Paul, thanks for all you do for so many people, so many service men and women here at Pearl Harbor, and thank you for being with us today.
Very good. Thank you.